Epic Games has done yet another oopsie, and it's honestly so hilarious because this is the one good thing that they did for consumers. This was the one pro-consumer thing, their Epic Mega Sale, where not only were several titles discounted really well, but they also, every game that was $15 and above, even pre-purchases, Epic was giving a $10 discount on every game above $15. So say a game was $20, it would then be $10. If it was a pre-order for, say, Borderlands 3 and it was normally $60, then it would be $50. I think you kind of catch what's going on here. It was an amazing sale, and it was the way to get these pre-order games and even other games the cheapest that you could get them anywhere. And it was an amazing sale. I even promoted it in one of my videos because it was the one pro-consumer thing that Epic did, and I wanted to support it. However, now the sale has turned into a complete and utter mess and has shown how pathetic the Epic Game Store is and how the bigger percentage revenue share that these publishers are getting from the Epic Game Store, it's not, we as consumers aren't going to see anything from it. And this is very evident with what's going on with this sale. So if you haven't heard, games like Borderlands 3, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, have been removed entirely off of the Epic Game Store during this sale. So I want to go ahead and read through this VG247 article because this is my favorite article on this subject and has the most amount of information and quotes from publishers themselves. And let's just jump right into this absolute disaster that is the Epic Mega Sale. It's just such a joke, but let's dive in. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 publisher Paradox has taken the game off the Epic Game Store while the sale is ongoing. 2K Games later followed suit by removing Borderlands 3 from the storefront. Find it so funny because Randy Pitchford was sucking the dick of the Epic Game Store, saying that they were amazing and that they had amazing communication. But, let's keep going. Epic dropped a big bomb this week when it revealed the Epic Game Store sale. The sale itself isn't that surprising. It's the fact that the company is taking $10 off the price of any game above $15. Again, that's amazing. There's no saying otherwise. This is great news for games already discounted, but it's even better news for games available to pre-order, many of which are now cheaper than anywhere else. Though Epic stated it'll be paying the $10 out of pocket, so it's not coming out of the publisher's cuts. So their sales will be unaffected, but it seems that not all publishers were on board. So in this case, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 was quickly removed from the store after the sale began. Looking it up through search returns a blank page. The same goes for Borderlands 3. Like literally, if you go to the Epic Game Store and search in Borderlands and hit enter, no results found. And if you search up Vampire the Masquerade, it's now been added again to the Epic Game Store. However, now it says coming soon, and you cannot actually order any of the versions of the game, which you can order the versions on Steam, because that is one of the games that isn't exclusive to the Epic Game Store. It's actually just releasing on the Epic Game Store and Steam at the same time, which huge props to those developers and publishers. But the fact that those are removed off of the store entirely, or they just say coming soon now because they're not participating in the sale, is just so hilarious to me because it's coming out of Epic's pocket and the publishers still don't want to participate because it's devaluing their games. But anyways, let's just keep on going because it gets worse. So here's a quote from a 2K representative talking to PC Gamer. We are working closely with Epic and have temporarily removed Borderlands 3 from their storefronts. We look forward to the game being back on the Epic Game Store very soon. Games bought during their mega sale will be honored at that price. Which I would hope so, because again, it's not coming out of their pocket, it's coming out of Epic's pocket. So I don't know why they would be against honoring those sale prices. In fact, I don't understand why they don't want to take part in this. This was the one good thing, the one good piece of media coverage that the Epic Game Store was getting and that games on the Epic Game Store were getting. And then publishers just completely tarnish that. It's just so ridiculous. But 𝗦𝗨 also pulled its early access title Oxygen Not Included off the store. It is set to release in full on May 28th, so it's literally releasing this month. Replying to the DTF story, Epic's director of publishing strategy Sergey Galyonkin initially said Paradox was informed in advance about the sale mechanism and was aware of its conditions, but later retracted that statement when he was made aware that the publisher was not briefed. So apparently all this amazing communication that 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟 was talking about with the Epic Games Store seems like they're not so good at communication. These incidents got people wondering if the recent disappearance of Ubisoft's games from the Epic Store is somehow connected. Epic says it was due to a problem with Uplay integration, but that didn't stop people from theorizing Ubisoft too didn't want to participate, which I would assume so. All of their games got removed off the Epic Games Store right before the sale, so I would assume it's to do with the sale. Ubisoft at least got the courtesy of being told about the sale, because Ubisoft is Ubisoft, and Ubisoft wants to be making more money, not less money, and they want people to be buying games from the Uplay Store, as they've even said that's the reason why they went to the Epic Games Store, because they know people don't want to buy games from the Epic Games Store, and that's why sales on Uplay are up, I think, 75% from The Division 1, which is just insane. Now, here is where my big problem comes in with this, and why I think the Epic Games Store is such a joke with their whole promotion of higher revenue share will trickle down and allow us to be pro-consumer with lower game prices and all this absolute bullshit that Tim Sweeney says, as is evident with this sale. Epic is literally the ones paying out of their pocket for the $10 discount, and publishers still don't want to participate. They don't want their games being sold at a lower price, even if it's not coming out of their pocket, which to me is just so mind-blowing and ridiculous, as they think it's devaluing their game, but it's just a sale. It's an epic mega sale. It's to pull people to the platform, and publishers still don't want any part of it. It's such a fucking joke of how greedy these publishers are. The one thing that they were able to do that's pro-consumer is lower game prices, and they can't even do that because publishers don't want any part of it. At this point, I kind of feel bad for Epic Games because they tried to do one really good thing for consumers, and they can't do that because, well, they already gave in to the greed of publishers and developers. So yeah, we're not going to be seeing cheaper game prices on the Epic Games Store. That's just never going to be a thing, at least not store-wide, because there are way too many publishers and developers that they aren't even willing to have their game cheaper, even if it's not coming out of their pocket. It's ridiculous. And this is when people need to realize these publishers don't give a flying fuck about the consumer. They really don't. All they care about is getting the most amount of money out of you as possible. It's been very evident for many years with the amount of microtransactions, loot boxes, and all this bullshit that has been flooding gaming the last decade. And I think that this is probably one of the most eye-opening ways to see that publishers don't give a shit about being pro-consumer whatsoever. Because even when the money isn't coming out of their pocket, they still don't want the consumer to benefit in any way. They want their percentage, they want their games to be valued at a certain price, and they don't want it to be sold any cheaper. And also, by the way, something that this article actually didn't include is some of the games didn't get pulled from the platform. Instead, what they did is they inflated their price, which I thought was illegal, but that's just, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. But I thought that you couldn't increase your price just because there's a sale going on. That's, if anything, that is a really gray area and really fucked up, in my opinion. But whatever. Apparently also now some games are getting a price increase after the sale because of the, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it. Apparently Hades is getting a price increase after this sale. I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, because again, it's not coming out of their pockets, yet they want to increase the price after the sale. That just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent when this video was supposed to end. Again, leave your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. I'm just so mind blown that this is going on, and I'm not blaming Epic Games here, I'm blaming the publishers. Epic Games was trying to do something good for the consumers here, and the publishers are showing their true colors, which, I mean, have always been pretty visible, but now it's as clear as a day. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed or found it informative whatsoever, please smack that like button down below, subscribe, join the good fight if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to stay updated in all of my future videos. Be super greatly appreciated as always, and until next time, this is Apoqsi, signing off.